Rise and shine, beautiful souls. All right, brace yourself because you are about to witness narcissism in its truest form firsthand. Before I play the video though, I want to give you guys some insight on narcissism, okay? Now, narcissist by definition is a person who has excessive interest or admiration of themselves. Honestly, family, that is like describing the earth as a place where humans live. Just doesn't seem to sum it up, right? So we're going to go into narcissistic personality disorder. How do you know you're dealing with a narcissist? The way this first definition is described as someone with excessive interest or admiration for themselves, you could call someone who's successful or who's trying to make their dreams come true a narcissist. But narcissist is not necessarily a negative thing, but NPD most definitely is, narcissistic personality disorder. So how do you know when you're dealing with a person with NPD? One of the best ways to spot a narcissist, honestly, is to have conflict with them. They simply cannot handle conflict without doing toxic behavior. They cannot do it, family. The reason is a narcissist has to win at all costs. So they will not have empathy. They will not have an understanding, because to give you a simple understanding to your concerns, to have empathy for what you've gone through, would mean they would have to be accountable at least a little bit. So they are not willing to do that. All right. So I'm going to break down a few of these things that you're going to see in this next video coming up. Okay. Now, first, let me just say this. Not everyone who doesn't know how to build a sound argument, isn't familiar with logical fallacies, or is not really good at handling conflict is a narcissist. But I will say most genuine people are willing to do better. They will try to understand you. All right. And so when you call them out on some of these behaviors, they can tend to listen and work with you. But a narcissist will just play dumb as if you didn't just make a correction. Okay. And so that's what we're going to talk about. And I want you guys to notice that even if a person may not be a narcissist, if they're unwilling to do better in resolving conflict, you may have really big problems down the road. So it's not necessarily so key on pinning them down or diagnosing them or even getting them to admit that they are a narcissist or even has narcissistic traits. It's more about make the best decision for your life. When you realize you're realizing that you're dealing with a person that behaves in this way, know that this is a lose-lose situation. You'll never be able to go to them with your truest concerns because they will never acknowledge them. All right. And so you will be in a one-sided relationship, and people report to be the loneliest they've ever been when they are in relationships with people who do not acknowledge their concerns or seem to care about what they're going through or have empathy for them at all. Okay, family, we're going to get into 6 clear signs that you're dealing with a narcissist when you're in conflict. All right, let's go. Number 1, arguing in bad faith. When in disagreement, a common person tries to understand the other party, listen to them, be honest, and make sure they understand where the other is coming from. Sure, sometimes people can slip and become too upset or too anxious, but generally, that's the unwritten guideline. Narcissists, on the other hand, argue in what is sometimes referred to as bad faith. It means that they don't even care about or even try to understand the other person, or even worse, they are dedicated to deliberately misunderstanding and mischaracterizing others, even to the point of absurdity. They are willingly dishonest, deceptive, morally corrupt, often while at the same time quick to accuse others of being dishonest, deceptive, and morally corrupt. Number 2, fallacies, nonsense, word salad. Narcissists are often ill-equipped to have mature discussions or resolve conflicts, yet in their mind they are experts at it. As a result, they often use some terms, arguments, or techniques that they've heard about, yet don't really understand, all while thinking that they are being rational, reasonable, or correct, sometimes to the degree that they have become extremely upset or even aggressive, that you are being irrational, unreasonable, uneducated, and unwilling or unable to have a mature conversation. Meanwhile, in reality, what they're saying is simply an incoherent rant or an amalgamation of logical and argumentation fallacies, misrepresentation of you, factual errors, emotional language, or pure nonsense, as in something that literally makes no sense. In more extreme cases, it's called word salad, as in a mix of words that are just thrown together with no coherence or structure. Number 3, provoking, bullying, or intimidating. Since a narcissist's goal is to dominate and be perceived as right at all costs, they often use aggression. This category involves the more overtly aggressive attacks commonly used by a narcissist. Such methods include provoking, bullying, and intimidating, where the narcissist picks on you, calls you names, yells, acts overly emotional, deliberately tries to hurt you, blatantly lies, threatens, or even physically aggresses against you. Not only that, then they spin it around, presenting it as if by reacting to it or by ignoring them, you are the one who's unreasonable, too emotional, and aggressive against them. Now, you guys have seen this. They'll say something mean, inappropriate, and when you react to it, especially if you're angry or upset, they'll say, look at you, look at how you acting. You yelling at me, you doing this. Why you mad? Why you mad? As soon as you get mad, that's exactly what they do. All right, family, so number 4, lying, denying, changing definitions. Here, in order to win, the narcissist uses more covert attacks. Sometimes they lie about what happened, what you did or they did or didn't do, or even about what's real and factually true, often to the degree of pure denial and delusion. An attempt to confuse the other person and make them doubt their experiences or reality by lying about it is called gaslighting. Another method that falls in this category is redefining to suit their narrative. For that purpose, they are keen on using euphemistic language or redefining commonly used words to fit their narrative when it clearly doesn't. Again, the goal is to justify that what they are doing is good and what they are saying is right, even when it clearly isn't. Sometimes it means reframing or minimizing their toxic behavior to confuse you. For instance, I didn't yell at you, I was just passionate. This is not abusive or manipulative. I'm just being assertive and honest. Number 5, deflecting, attacking, projecting. A painfully common tactic used by narcissists is deflect and attack. Here the goal is to shift attention from what the narcissist is saying and doing to what you are saying and doing, where they never have to take responsibility for their behavior or address anything you're saying. If you bring something up that you don't like or find to be untrue or problematic, instead of addressing it or taking responsibility for it, they will quickly deflect and go into attack mode. This means they will use their toxic tactics to quickly shift attention from themselves and bring up something that you may or may not have said or done, often to the degree where they try to always keep you on the defense by accusing you of all sorts of stuff, some of which includes the things they are actually doing themselves. Actually, it's most of what they're doing themselves. And if you make a mistake of actually trying to address it, you will get distracted from the initial issue and soon become overwhelmed by all the stuff that now you are expected to address and clarify, and do so to a person who doesn't care about understanding you or dedicated to mischaracterizing you in order to dominate and win the argument. Okay? Number 6, involving others and acting out revenge fantasies. Narcissists have extremely fragile egos and a shaky sense of self-esteem. If you actually stand up for yourself and don't play their games, they perceive it as humiliation, as you being unfair, even abusive to them. In their eyes, you are being unreasonable because you don't acknowledge that they're superior, right, and an all-around wonderful people. They find it terribly offensive and feel shame, injustice, and rage. Call it narcissistic injury. To regulate their overwhelming emotions, they often try and receive false validation. This means they will look for other people who would side with them and tell them that you are wrong and evil and that they are right and good. It involves lying, smearing, slandering, triangulation, gossiping, stalking, and other forms of social aggression and manipulation. Okay, so this man is about to confront his significant other about her cheating, potentially being pregnant right now by a different man, and even his child of 6 years potentially not being his because of cheating. And I want you guys to see how she responds to him, okay? Let's get into it.
What you got going on?
Why you got that phone? What is going on?
Why am I hearing you pregnant?
Who you heard that from?
It don't matter. Are you pregnant?
I might be.
All right, so he came and asked a clear question. I heard that you were pregnant. Instead of just saying, yes, I'm pregnant, because again, they can't handle conflict. The goal is to get to the end of the conflict, have as reasonable as possible conversation to get to the conflict, but she can't answer a simple question. She knows she's pregnant, but instead she wants to know, where you hear that from? This is an attempt to gain control over the conversation, family. All right? I might be, Why play games? Any person right here who's infuriated about the situation, if they hear you say you might be, they're gonna dial in on what you mean you might be, right? But let's continue.
By who?
I mean, how could it be you if you ain't even home? You never here.
Simple question. By who? Did she answer that question? It was just a bigger question. How could it be you if you ain't ever home? You see that? And again, family, you're attempting to resolve conflict with another adult. Regardless of how difficult that conversation is, both parties should be working to try and complete this conversation without creating outrage, without creating havoc and confusion and chaos. When there's only one partner that's trying this and the other person is trying to be deflective, trying to misunderstand, trying to be deceitful, trying to get out of being accountable, you are not going to have a conversation. And regardless of whether or not they are a narcissist, you deserve better if you are the one trying to have a reasonable conversation. This means that you will be trying to have a reasonable conversation, but because they are not, you will not get it resolved. You will either be standing there arguing for days, have foggy brain, be tired, exhausted, be confused about life and your situation, or you'll just have to ignore them, give them their way, and still be hurt. But it will not be resolved, all right? Let's continue.
So wait,
I don't even see you. I gotta call you, pencil that in, to even have time with you.
So you say...
See, deflect and attack. He asked a question about her being pregnant. Who was it by? Well, how could it be you? And now it's, you don't do enough for me, you don't give me attention. We can't even get to the bottom of it. Are you pregnant? Who is it by? Well, you ain't been there for me, and you ain't been doing this, and you haven't been doing that. Deflect, attack, misunderstand, word salad. Let's continue.
Pregnant. It's not mine. And you living here? Why pay all the bills at?
That's the least you could do.
Are you out of mind, Keisha?
That's the least you could do.
Okay, so you think you're gonna stay up in my house while you pregnant by another man and I pay for everything? That's the least you could do. Entitlement. Why do you believe that's the least he could do? As if he should be doing more. Why do you believe that some man should be footing the bill for your existence and you're carrying another man's child? Why do you believe that that's the least he could do? This is what I mean by grandiose. Like, they believe that they are better than you even without achievements. They believe that they are better than you even without success or proof of being better than you. They actually literally think they're superior to you. And if they're in a relationship with you, you got to cater to them, or they have every right to ruin your world. You understand? Let's continue.
What you mean?
You've been neglecting me for a long time.
So you going baby on me? I gotta hear from your record.
How you even hear it from her anyway? Why y'all talking in the first place?
That
That's
don't
what
matter.
I mean. That's the stuff that I be talking about. That's what I mean.
You see this? Fake outrage? Right at the moment where he asks a serious question. So you cheat on me because you feel like I hadn't been there for you? That's what you do to me? Why you talking to her anyway? Why you talking to her anyway? Wait a second, time out. But let's continue. Like, now he's done something wrong by talking to someone else, right? But let's continue.
It's simple stuff like that. You can't talk to me, but you can talk to her. How that make sense? You think I'm stupid?
You sitting up here with a secret baby. You talking about talking. When was you
It
gonna say
wasn't no
anything?
secret. You just didn't know about it.
Wow. So she's about to get into where they change definitions and manipulate the terms and, you know, use these euphemisms to try and say something else when really we know what you just did. All right. But he just said, you talking about talk, but you went, you are always pregnant. You got a baby in your belly and you talking about talk. The reason she's talking about talk is because she don't want to be accountable to the thing you just said, that she's been covering this up and manipulating and lying. You understand? And here's where she is lacking empathy. She cares nothing about what this man is feeling inside. He just found out she was pregnant, potentially by somebody else. So that means that he just found out he was cheated on. She is not acknowledging any of that. She's only saying, let's talk about what you did to me or didn't do for me. So now what he didn't do becomes bad behavior. And what she did was just a simple reaction to being neglected. It's his fault, i.e., right? But let's go back so we can get to this next part. Watch this.
Talking. When was you
It
gonna say
wasn't no
anything?
secret. You just didn't know about it.
So what is that called? A secret.
It's called, you was out of the loop. You just needed to be out of the loop.
But you and my we got a whole kid together. Is that my kid?
So it's not a secret, but you just needed to be out of the loop. So use a euphemism. Out of the loop, keep him out of the loop means keep it a secret. Keep it from that person means keep it a secret. But this will frustrate you, man. Because you'll be sitting here like, how you gonna sit here and say you ain't keeping secrets, but then on the flip side, like you really was, and you'll be upset about a whole different thing. And if you focus on that thing, they win, because now you're not talking about the cheating and carrying this baby and not telling you and all this cheating she's been doing behind your back. Now you're talking about secrets and if it's a secret or not. You understand? And they will never ever be accountable to what you're saying. Let's continue.
Is that my kid?
We could find out. We can call more if you want to call
Is that
more.
my kid?
We can call more if you want to call more.
So you saying it's not my kid?
I'm saying it's a possibility.
That a 6-year-old is not my kid?
When have you spent time with me? When have you?
You see that? So now he's asking about his current child. The 6-year-old, is that my child? We could call Mari. Is that my child? You're talking to another adult here, trying to get reason, trying to get an understanding. You understand? Are you telling me my child of 6 years isn't mine? Not, well, there was somebody else. No, it's you. When the last time you spent time with me? Yo, I just asked you, was my 6-year-old child mine? Can you understand how a man would feel if he's raised this child for 6 years and is now wondering if it's his? She's not going to speak to that. She just want to know if he's been spending time with her. When did he spend time with her? So this is overlooking what he is saying. So it appears that this person doesn't love you, doesn't care about what you're going through, and what you're trying to do is make them care by telling them stuff. But when they don't care, it's only going to infuriate you, make you feel unloved, unheard, unappreciated. And people in relationships like this report that they are the loneliest they've ever been when they are in this one person type relationship where they can never get validation or love or sincerity from their partner, no vulnerability from their partner. They say that they're lonely as hell, lonelier than when being single. Let's continue.
I'm always working. You be on Instagram, always talking.
It makes money. What you mean?
I'm paying everything on Keisha. Like, come on, you for real? And you could just come talk to me or nothing?
I've been trying to talk to you. I've been trying to call you. I've been trying to have conversations with you. I tried to set up date nights. You wasn't worried about it.
It's all
you
good.
wasn't worried about it.
You right.
See, she could have said, you're right, I should have talked to you. You know, I should have at least told you about this pregnancy and not have you find out through someone else. You understand? Instead, I tried to talk to you. You can never give them advice because they've already tried to do it and you weren't coherent enough to even recognize that they were trying to do it. So your advice to them on how they could have handled this better would be futile because they've already tried it, and the reason it didn't work is because you're incoherent, right? It's never going to be, okay, you're right, it's my fault, I should have talked to you about it. No, they're going to say that I did tell you about it. They'll even say I told you about it and you listened and didn't even pay attention to them, you ignored them. And then you'll be like, when did you tell me about it? And then I don't really remember when, why I got it. It'll turn into a whole other thing. I swear to God, family. Let's go.
Look, it's a late night and it's talking. Get your bag and get out.
You really finna do this right now?
Man, what option are you giving me? What you want me to do?
Like, you really finna do this right now. Like, that's not an adequate response to somebody cheating on you, being pregnant by somebody's baby, with somebody else's baby potentially, lying for 6 years when you know there's a possibility that child isn't his, lying to your child for 6 years when there's a possibility that father may not be his. You're a complete liar, deceiver, a demon. And you saying, so you really gonna do all of this? Am I really gonna kick you out? And you potentially got me raising a child that ain't mine and even trying to do that to me again? Yo, what other choice do you leave me? Like, the conversation alone, her inaccountability alone is enough to kick her ass out. Even if you say, okay, that child is mine after I do the test, and this baby she's having is mine due to the test. Why would you even want to be with somebody who responds like this, family? Let's continue.
Play daddy daycare here? No, not doing that. You gonna sit up here and lay in the bed while you pregnant? Like, how long was you gonna keep this up? Was you gonna say anything at all?
No, never. You right now raising a 6-year-old that may not be yours. And you're questioning that because of this current situation. And when you asked her, we can go to Mari, we can find out. It's a possibility. She never told you this stuff before. So no, she was never gonna tell you. She was gonna play your ass. She was gonna keep you out the loop. Let's continue.
I mean, what do you sit here and tell me what you doing when you gone all hours of the night, when you don't come back for 2 and 3 days? But you working though, right? You
Deflection, attack, gaslight, convince him that he did something wrong. Arguing in bad faith. Let's just assume you've been cheating and doing all this lack of stuff that I ain't got nothing to No, to prove you are. I got no people telling me that you are. I've never mentioned it to you, but now when you want to know what I've been doing, oh, let's talk about what you've been doing. How I know you hadn't been cheating. Let's continue.
Working. Because what job has you gone for that long? And let me guess, your phone just don't got it. You don't have a charger. Your phone just don't work. Your thumb's broke. You don't have a way to communicate with nobody.
The difference is,
Guys, this is deflecting. You understand? She has no grounds to be saying he's cheating. And so you gotta understand how frustrating it would make you when you're talking to another person about them cheating, and now they want to argue in bad faith and project onto you that you're doing it, and you feel like you gotta somehow be responsible for what they're saying. Well, I hadn't been cheating. I don't care what you talk. Why are we even talking about that? And the bystanders on the side will actually be caught up into that. Oh, you're right. What if he is cheating? Let's all be distracted. It's unreal, family. Let's continue.
ain't nobody telling you nothing, though. You ain't hearing it from my friends. But you on the other end, your friends, yeah, they quick to tell me how you quick about another guy.
Your friends, because all your friends trying to talk to me in the first place.
Whatever.
Deflect, insults, lie, defame. Try and build distrust. Your friend tried to talk to me anyway, so I don't care what they say. But you already just admitted that you're potentially pregnant with another man's child, so they're not lying on you. You already admitted that this child of 6 years may not be his, so they're not lying on you. You understand? But this is some type of doubt between him and his friends or the person who he's getting the information from. Let me try and sow doubt. Whoever would have told him this information, she'd have something negative about. If her best friend told him this information, she would begin to talk shit about her best friend and discredit her best friend. But he knows she's lying, and she knows he knows she's lying. Continue.
Man, listen, man. I ain't trying to do all this, got a little boy in there. Get your stuff and get out for real, Keisha. You gotta go. I ain't doing this.
Whatever, you come anyway.
You job, you here getting pretty out here. That's crazy.
Notice how when he said, get your shit and leave. Whatever, you ain't doing something anyway. They won't even care when you putting them out. When you've had enough, they'll still pretend they don't care. They will not be vulnerable. Take this as a sign of a lack of love. If a person won't express to you their emotions when they're being kicked out in the height of the worst argument of your life, you have every right to question how this person genuinely feels about you. They can walk away that easy after doing you that dirty. They don't have any care in the world for their own actions, what they do to people, let alone how they actually feel about you. I couldn't do a stranger this way, but they'll do somebody like that they live with, call themselves loving and building a family with. Narcissists, man, they have no care in the world or understanding for what they're doing to other people. They only try and justify what they did through their view. And most of the time, they're making it up, family. Let's continue.
Whatever.
Talking about neglect.
Neglect. If you wanted something more to happen, you should have been here. You should have been here.
Who gonna pay the bills? Huh?
You can find a job where you actually spend time.
Right, so the job that he had wasn't the right type of job because, you know, it wasn't good enough for her. So she keeps calling it neglect. Like he put a battery in her back and told her to go cheat on him with another man. If you feel like you're not getting the time from the person that you need, that you're with, the time that you need from the person that you're with, you have a conversation with them. And if you can't resolve that, you may have to consider ending a relationship. You understand? But if you are in a committed relationship and that man is going to work every day, you don't use that as a reason to cheat. I keep saying this stuff on paternity court. Well, you was always at work. Yo, you know that's my role, right? I'm at work taking care of the home, family, and you. So you cheating on me because of that? Yo, that's crazy. And you using that as the excuse to cheat, not you a horrible ass person who can't keep your legs closed, who can't follow commitments. It's his fault. No accountability. And you'll be foggy brained, confused, questioning your reality, questioning yourself, all behind what this person is saying. You need to be strong enough and developed enough to know that you were meaning well, that you were doing the right things, and that this person is just bad for you. Because if they can cause you to question yourself, you will typically put up with this person for a little while longer. And the longer you keep a narcissist in your life, the more apt you are to being destroyed by this narcissist, because that's just what they do. They destroy everybody around them while seeking their own desires. You understand? And if anybody got a problem with it, they trying to control them and keep them from being happy. Anybody that they hurt, it ultimately becomes their fault. A lot of people are just shout narcissists at people these days. You understand? With no knowledge in the world of what narcissist actually means. But today, guys, you were able to get a first-hand look at what narcissism looks like. So if you're going through this type of stuff with a relationship, whether that be a male or female, recognize this as at least narcissistic behavior and get a way to protect your own self-worth and well-being, because they will confuse the shit out of you, cause you to be toxic, and ruin your life and relationships to come. I'm serious, because you will adapt to how they treat you, and all of a sudden you'll develop these tendencies that helps you to cope with them. They call it narcissistic fleas. Now you have these behaviors from dealing with this person. Now you are impatient, you get angry really quick, you go to yelling really quick, shouting really quickly, because this person has bullied you or manipulated you. You see what I'm saying? Over and over and over, which is very hurtful to sit here and invalidate somebody and play with their head like that. But whenever they realize they've crushed you, they'll act like you're too damaged now. You know what I'm saying? They'll move on to somebody else so they can damage them too. They'll run on to somebody else and tell them lies. Once the situation ends, this is when they'll seek that narcissistic validation. They'll go and tell other people that you did the thing that they did to you, to them, right? And then they'll tell other people that, or they'll tell people that you were absolutely horrible to them and deserving of what they did to you. They'll share that same lie with anybody who will believe it. He wasn't there for me. He didn't give me attention. He neglected me. He worked this job and was gone all the time. And they will find somebody who agrees with their behavior, family, so they can feel better about themselves. So when you say, yo, you cheated on me, why are you still going around talking shit about me? Why you hate me so bad? It's actually they're trying to clear up their name. They want the best reputation, even though they have the worst character. Which is crazy, because that means they'll have to develop even worse character by lying about their character to try to make it seem great. And anybody who tells them the truth about themselves becomes an enemy and the next person that they will try and destroy with lies, propaganda, telling other people lies, building up a whole team to sit here and try to terrorize someone else because they spoke on their negative behavior. Now that you guys know more about a narcissist, please start using this word more accurately. It's not just a person who loves themselves. It's not just something that you say to somebody when they're making you mad. Notice these issues, family. You're mostly going to see narcissism whenever you're with somebody and trying to resolve conflict. A narcissist at work, you may not ever know they're narcissists. They may make the company better because they work so hard, because they want to be recognized as a good worker. So they actually work hard. So narcissists in some situations are better for those situations. In fact, people actually go to psychologists to try and become narcissistic, because they want to chase their goals and become more successful and care more about being a better person or amassing more. You understand? So that they can see the benefits to some narcissist way of thinking. But narcissistic personality disorder is something far different, and that's what you guys just got a good glimpse of, family. So with that being said, if you recognize this in your relationships, it's a good thing to do to get away from it, especially if you haven't seen the other person be better at all. You don't see them making any attempts to get better at this. This may be how they are. And if that's how they are, that's what your life's going to look like when you have an issue. And you know how it looks when you go to a person with an issue and they don't acknowledge it. You walk away feeling hurt, unloved, small, invalidated, all that stuff, family. So make the best moves for your own well-being, family. Be evolution, be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it's in that chaos that you have found yourself. Peace.